Hello, and welcome to a Momo Monday here on Robert versus the New York Times Crossword. Today we're going to do the Monday, September 9th, 2024 crosswords and go for that 1655-day streak. So here's your spoiler alert for the Monday Mini. If you'd like to play along, pause the video here, click on the link in the description below. Mini's always free to play. Alright, let's do it. PCs, Can, Clef, Sprig, this is Nerds, SDSU. Don't be that guy. SDSU, San Diego State. As a UCSD alum, I don't really have a rivalry with either UCLA or SDSU, to be honest, but UCSD is the best school in Southern California. That's what this guy says. Anyway, nice. Now for the main event, that's the Monday Daily Grid, which is by Tim D'Alfonso today. Here's your spoiler alert. If you'd like to play along, pause the video here, click on the link in the description below. Daily Grid does require a New York Times game subscription. I see shaded squares. So let's see what Tim D'Alfonso has in store for us. Let's get into it. Please and flies. Hotel worker with baggage. Bellboy? Maple Leafs is Toronto. Blueprint detail. Crossword solver's correction mark. Okay, subject matter. Not sure. This is I bet. Midas is a golden touch. NC's host award shows. An IRA is an alternative 401k. Dame Judi Dench. Confuse is addle. Outgoing. Okay, credo to live by. Facts and figures, probably data. Spinal segment. Interesting. Super Bowl org. It's NFL. So this is info. And the toe. Don't worry, be happy. Disc here. Lockup is clinch. Hoops phrase uttered. And one. Each project is a sand castle. We have cast there. On the go. Is this EKG or ECG? Understood is got. The odds of an unlikely event. And etch a sketch. Gonna head. Lumberjack is a logger. Surgery sites. ORs. Emo is moody. Gents are men. Midday times are noons. Departed is gone. State of total happiness. Something in heaven. A vase holds a floral arrangement. Sergeants corporals are NCOs. Or is the opposite of neath. A saint is canonized. Sandwich specialty of Maine. Lobster roll. Yum. End off is stave off. Bride's wedding purchase. Address. Des Moines, Iowa. Roof overhangs are eaves. Pluralizing letters an S. Make a subtle insult. Throw shade. Joy Bahar here. Bordeaux red wine is a claret. Goofed around is horsed around. Fireplace floor. So hearth. Your of your. Thy. Even so is yet. Eat crow is to humbly admit a mistake. E-Hall, from which Britain Brexit is the EU. The rightmost lane on the highway is slowest. And ESPN airs College Game Day. Polenta is an Italian cornmeal dish. That's the null set in math. Moonstruck, don't know, but this is outlaw. Okay. Liberal art in college. This is a towel in the sauna. The ropes are around a boxing ring. A whole bunch of lots. This is root vegetable or root beer. This is a hoe. And these are U's. This is Nero. Insects. Subject matter is topic. You slap with a hand. This is erasers. This is what is this? Something's wrong here. Bellhop. Spec. What am I doing wrong? Erasure. Okay. Chucklehead. This is a long odds and hog heaven. Alright. Made some errors there, but what we've got synonyms of throw in the shaded squares. Cast, chuck, heave, and lob. Within sandcastle, chucklehead. Is that like a knucklehead? Hog heaven and lobster roll. Alright. So I like the revealer a lot, Throw Shade. Maybe it's getting a bit dated now, but still a pretty recent kind of saying. but I have to say that just finding these inside of these words is not that compelling. I wish there was something more, you know? For example, each of these finds, each of these synonyms of throw, are completely contained in just one part of the word. They don't span over two parts, right? So this is just in the castle, this is just in the chuckle, this is just in the heaven, and this is just in the lobster. So I think it would be better if at least some of these would span across two words and be sort of harder to see, or if the other part of the word had something to do with the theme. That's a harder ask, of course, because you have less control over the other part of the word. But sand, head, hog, and roll. And if that could have been revealed. Now some of these are probably hard to find spanning. Certainly Chuck, I think it would be hard to find it spanning two things. But lob you could surely do. So how would you do this? You would go to one look, and you could say, I want to find anything that starts with, you know, anything, and then L, and then OB, and then anything, and then see what comes up. And sort by commonness, this is what I would do. Nihil obstat. That's like an imprimatur. It means there's nothing objectionable or something. Physical object, financial obligation. I realize some of these are too long, right? But, I mean, you could even do this. Buffalo Bill. That'd be a nice way to hide lob. It even has the same number of letters as lobster roll. I like lobster rolls more than I like Buffalo Bill, but what about heave? Could we possibly do this? The Avenue on the average. Beat the average. The Avengers. How come it is central? The Avengers is also an odd number of letters. You could actually fit the Avengers in here. It also would match up with Buffalo Bill, actually. Castle? Can we do that? Sorry, cast. Protoplasmic astrocyte. That probably isn't gonna play. What about if we did this? Like this. As nice, big, etc. as they come, that etc. Music as torture, oh gosh. I mean, you could also do this. America something. Malacca, straight up Malacca. Malacca straight. That'd be kind of hard. Tapioca starch. Anyway, you see what I'm saying. You could play around with this and try to get some things that span, or try to involve the other parts of the word of the themer, because at the moment the other part of the themer is just not doing anything. You know, it's just filling up length. But what do I know? This puzzle got into the New York Times Crossword, and I've only published one, right? So I'm far from an expert, but that's the kind of thing that I would think about anyway. Anyway, let's see what we can learn from this thing. Take a look through. Had a hard time getting started, to be honest. Just don't worry, be happy, you know. That's a credo to live by. Elsie Fisher. Should have known spec. It's thrown off by Bellboy. Bellhop. The EU. Maybe it would have been awkward to have the Avengers in a puzzle that has the EU. Of course, you would redo the whole grid if you were changing themer lengths, so. Lobster roll with claret. Seems like it could be pretty good. Requisite short Spanish word. Erasure. I thought it'd be like a carrot or something, or like a cross out or something, but personally I would do crosswords and etch 5-letter partial that can only be clued this way. This is a pretty clean, reasonable Monday, though. I like polenta null set also. Or just the empty set. To be honest, I would pretty much always just call it the empty set, but again, what do I know? Nice. We can take a look at some stats. It's just under 3 minutes, so it'll be a touch slow for me. Wonder how it's playing for everybody else. It's playing very hard, apparently. People are going 11% slower. I'm probably around there also. No, I'm over 20% slower. It played quite slow for me. Playing pretty hard, but okay. It's within the realm of a normal Monday. A few seconds is a large percentage on a Monday. Anyway, let's move on to some more puzzles, starting with Telegraph PlusWord. Here's your spoiler alert for the PlusWord, and there's a link in the description below. PlusWord's free to play. British mini crossword meets Wordle at the end. Let's see if we can get it pulled up here. As per my previous email, gather, dates under intention, viral disease, polio, Greek muse, erato, risen, Easter bread is risen. This is Maori, an atlas, so 2 New Zealand clues there. A suite is a set of rooms. The dish ran away with the spoon. Merit? Just merit. Shout out to the Kiwis. Shout out to Kiwis everywhere. Especially the Maori. Nice. Anyway, let's do Flashback. It's a Monday. We can do Flashback, where we try to place historical events in order on a timeline. Haven't done so great in recent history on this channel, but let's see if we can do any better. 1864. The first widespread absentee ballots in the US are cast by Union soldiers on the battlefield. After the Boston Tea Party, colonists in North America declared tea unpatriotic. Many switched to their new caffeinated drink, coffee. So of course, that would be 1773 or something like that. Yeah, that's right. When the village people first see people do the arm motions for the song YMCA, they think it's silly. After it catches on, they think it's brilliant. YMCA was in early 1980s, late 1970s, bit off. A luxury ship called the Millionaire Special, or simply the Titanic, is warned repeatedly of icebergs. It doesn't reduce speed. That'd be 1912. There is some news article about the Titanic right now, right? Or are we just talking about the billionaire's yacht? I don't think so. China starts using the compass for navigation. Previously, magnetic pointers were used for fortune telling. So it's got to be a long time ago. 1300s or something? 1050. Wow. The geologist Marie Tharp first maps the Atlantic Ocean's floor and finds a huge rift, a sign that land moves. It's clear evidence of continental drift. Somewhere between 1912 and 1978. Surely, right? 1970s? Is it the 1980s, actually? No, it's gotta be 1960s. 57. The film The Wizard of Oz debuts based on a book. The author said the name came from this staring at his film filing cabinets labeled A through G, H through N, and O through Z. Wizard of Oz is 1939. Copernicus argues that planets orbit the sun, not the Earth. One critic calls him a fool who will reverse the entire science of astronomy, which he does. Nicholas Copernicus. Is he here or here? He's here, right? Like 1200s? 1500s, way off. The Mexica people create a town, Tenochtitlan, on a small island in a swampy lake. It later becomes Mexico City. I mean, it's certainly somewhere here. I think it's got to be here. No. All right, I keep on being off by 1. But the fun part of Flashback is taking a look at the articles. We've got self-driving car article. 6 cities that have turned their lakes into swimming destinations. Scientists are gonna fire trillions of neutrinos from Illinois, South Dakota. That sounds fascinating. Funnel cake macchiatos, interesting. Absentee voting beginning soon. This is not at all about the ocean anyway. How to organize life's most important documents. That could be useful. Similar dino footprints on opposite sides of the Atlantic. And this article about a songwriter. All right, cool. We'll give those a read, but let's end as we always do on the New York Times Connections puzzle, where we try to make 4 groups of 4. Can you see this? It's bigger than usual. This is probably good. All right, Frost, Beach, Pump, Pope, Race, Bishop, Pet Shop, Pound, Pet Shop Boys, Hardy Boys, Beat, Prior, Bake, Throb, Bad, Preheat, Pastor. So I did see Pope, Bishop, Prior, and Pastor for clergy potentially, but I saw these Beach Boys, Pet Shop Boys, Hardy Boys, Bad Boys. So then what do we have? We have Throb, Beat, maybe Race, Pump, like your heart, something like that. And then Frost, Preheat, Pound, Bake. That's how you prepare a frozen chicken breast or something. Let's go with the boys first. Since it's a blank, as Jason Packman and Mike Wheeler like to tell me, the blank's the purple one. If there's a blank in the connections, it will be in the purple one. I think this is reasonable. Beat, pump, throb, pound. Wait, frost. That's not right. I thought it was defrost, but race anyway. What is frost though? Oh, poets. Robert Frost, Ezra Pound, Alexander Pope. Someone bishop? Someone pastor? So this seems wrong, right? There's 5 here that could mean very hard to do, but I'm thinking this is probably an author. Bake and preheat though. Where's preheat gonna go? Prior. What does preheat go with? For that matter, what does frost go with? If it's not Robert Frost. What do we have here? Haven't figured it out. What can preheat possibly go with? Oh, you know what? This could be stuff you do to a cake. You frost a cake. Okay. Do you pound a cake? Preheat the oven. You bake. You frost it. You don't pound a cake batter. I guess you could beat some eggs, I guess. In that case, raise, pump, throb, and pound would work, right? Let's try it. Clergy. Ecclesiastical titles. Fair enough. It's gotta be this, right? Steps to making meringue, verbs in a cake recipe. There you go. And then this one. Alright. So my initial thought was actually right there, but then thrown off by frost and pound. I see. Probably Frost, Robert Frost, Ezra Pound, Alexander Pope, and like Thomas Hardy was a misdirect there. But Pet Shop was so... so specific. Anyway, glad we figured that out. That was a little bit of a think, but always a good day when you get all 4 connections. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you tomorrow for some Tuesday puzzles. See you then.